And a very pleasant good evening from the Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa, where it is the season opener for the University of Hawaii men's volleyball team as they take on the Highlanders of New Jersey Institute of Technology. And this is Game On, presented by Spectrum Sports for Rainbow Warrior Volleyball.
There are high expectations, but that's not new. You know, that's no different. And I don't think anybody puts more pressure on us than ourselves. You know, we know how much time and effort we put into it. We know how many guys that we got that have been through a lot of battles, and you know, we want to be the best, and we're going to show up every day and keep trying to get better and put ourselves in position at the end to win. It's realistic that that's a goal for us, as it has been for the last several years. You know, at this point, you know, the program has been in that situation where we're fortunately one of the best teams, and we're working hard to continue that.
I mean, we've always had the goal of a national championship, and like I feel like this year we've never been closer to that. I feel like so. Just having a lot of senior guys in this team and the leadership that we have, I think is really going to drive us to push ourselves to our goal, to the national championship.
Well, could Charlie Wade's 10th season finally be the year where Hawaii hoists a banner above the floor of the Stan Sheriff Center? Many think it's quite possible. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Robbs, Lisa Strand, Ryan Calais, Suji. Glad you guys can join us for another year. 2019 is here. And, you know, one thing about this Warrior volleyball team, they have a fall season. And back in November, as they prepared for tonight, they took a little trip overseas. They went to Japan to play a little volleyball and get some culture.
In our fall season, we get 4 competition dates. So, you know, we've hosted teams, we've gone to Southern California, we've gone to Canada. Well, this year we were able to go to Japan. It's something we can do every 4 years. And, you know, and logistically, we have a long-time relationship with Nitai University, so they kind of hosted us. The airfare is not much different than going to Southern California. So, and a great kind of cultural experience. You know, not many guys had been before, like people had ever been.
We had an awesome experience in Japan. We played something like 36 sets in 7 or 8 days, so it was a lot of volleyball. But just the overall experience of being in Japan, I know a lot of the guys, it's their first time there, and so we got to experience the food and the culture, and the people there are awesome.
They played a little different style, and so it helped us kind of learn different ways how to win and how to score and how to play. You know, and then you added the part, like I said, about the cultural part, just a great kind of team bonding experience for everybody. It was a great opportunity for everybody.
Hashtag what? Alrighty, time now for hashtag what? Brought to you by First Hawaiian Banks, our first hashtag of the new season and the new year. And Lisa, you go first. Your hashtag on your thoughts for this upcoming season.
Well, I'm going to start it out with the best that they can be. Hashtag the best that they can be, because this team has so much potential. And last year, they did get a little bit robbed. It has been 365 days of waiting for tonight, for this season opener. With 4 seniors on this team, they know that they are in control of the best that they can possibly be.
Yeah, a lot of expectation, a lot of excitement for this year's squad. My hashtag is hashtag Showtime Warriors. This is a team that's going to have a bunch of highlights by the end of the year. And as much as we love bringing you the broadcast here in Spectrum Sports, you want to come down here to the Stan Sheriff Center, because this is going to be a fun and exciting team to watch. You're going to see step-out moves or slides on the regular to Dalton Sawbrick, different wrinkles in this offense. They're going fast to the pin. This is going to be a team that has a fully loaded offense. The question is, can their passers keep up with that, with new passers now in the formation for Hawaii? But all in all, I think that they're going to put on a show for this crowd and for the state, and this is going to be a very exciting season. You want to make sure that you're experiencing it here at the Stan Sheriff Center.
Well, I know the 3 of us are looking forward to this season. So are the duo that'll be calling the action once again this season. It's Kanoa and Chris. Guys?
Thanks a lot, Scott. Yes, alongside Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Happy New Year, my friend. Good to see you once again.
Same
That's
to
right.
you.
We're about to embark here on another men's campaign in the sport of volleyball. And as the Corner Crew was talking about, there's a lot of expectation, a lot of excitement here this year. One aspect, I think, to keep an eye on here in this opening weekend, this opening four-team tournament, is Colton Cowell. He is the upcountry Maui product, graduate of Kinke Kaulike, who has played somewhat sparingly here previously in his career. But through fall camp, the trip to Japan, the practices leading up to the season, this is a guy who has absolutely blown the coaches away. And he right now is one of the starters at the outside hitter position, C-Mac.
Who would have thought? He wanted to be a libero about 3 years ago. He's just hoping to get on the court. Never did. Now all of a sudden he's just played so hard, practiced so hard that he's gotten himself into the best shape of his life. He played some great beach volleyball with Rosenmeyer in the offseason. Right. He's just taking care of the game in so many ways. He led, I believe he led in like 5 categories in the fall. And so he's deserving of his starting spot tonight for sure.
That's right. He is a guy who has sort of ascended here. He stands at, or is listed at least, at 6'1", which may even be a shade generous, and touches 11'7". So how about that? Something to look forward to out there on the floor here on opening night. The opponent here on opening night, New Jersey Institute of Technology. They have been previously sort of a work in progress, but as part of the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association, they are now a team that is starting to raise the level of expectation as well. As you take a look at the head coach, Danny Goncalves, who, by the way, has the best beard in the biz. I have absolute beard envy when it comes to this guy. But they are preseason picked to finish 4th in the league. They are starting to deal with a little bit more expectation on their side as well.
Yeah, he's actually said 4th might be a little bit low. His players were disappointed they weren't ranked higher by the opposing coaches, but he said it's just going to give them more incentive to play better and play harder and hopefully get to the semifinals of the EIVA, which they haven't gotten to, I think, since 2007.
Yeah. They are a team that also has an influx of international players. They are going to be led in large part by Alvaro Gimeno. He is what head coach Danny Goncalves refers to as a stud in the middle.
Yeah, he is really good. And they've got actually 2 Spanish national team players that with a lot of international experience. And these kind of schools like NJIT have got to have that kind of allure for these foreigners, bring them in with good academic scholarships. They've only got 3.5 athletic scholarships for volleyball, so they've got to find other ways to be creative about bringing these other players in, and certainly Goncalves has done a great job of that.
Also, their libero, a Hawaii guy, Kamehameha Kapalama product, Chris Wise, so another thing to look out for here. In this opening matchup, Hawaii and NJIT. We'll see you at first serve. Let's send it back over to the Corner Crew.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. When we come back, we're going to focus on the guy that makes this offense work, Joe Worsley. It's Warrior Ball 19, Hawaii, NJIT on Spectrum Sports. And we're back at the Stand Sheriff Center. Auntie Alice getting some goodies up at the concession stand. Hawaii, NJIT out of the EIVA. 0-2 on the year. Of course, Hawaii a season ago checked in at 19-8. Well, Hawaii is led by the veteran center, Joe Worsley. And let's take a look at what Joe did a season ago. 11 assists per game. He had 10 service aces. He's out of Moraga, California. And Joe here in the senior campaign, he is single-mindedly set to bring a title to Manoa.
To be honest, I just want a national championship. I could care less about anything. You know, there's all we could sit here and talk about, whatever, but as a setter especially, you know, I think like a quarterback, they're judged on how if they win or not. And if they win, I think the setter took care of his business. If not, then he didn't. So I think it's really black and white. And there's a process to getting there, I know, but the bottom line is we have one goal, especially the senior class, and we've talked about this for 4 years now, and it's really, we feel a sense of urgency going into this year for sure.
He is, you know, and I kind of the phrase I've used lately because another coach said that they consider him pound for pound the best player in men's collegiate volleyball, and I agree. Like, he is a special player, and what he does on the court physically and mentally and emotionally for our team, and it's not just in the games. It's a guy that shows up every day in practice, and he's a great player, and I'm glad he's on our team.
All right, time now to find out who washes whose cards. Pick a number. Brought to you by Bank of Hawaii. Ryan versus Lisa. And the winner has the loser wash their card.
I mean, in 9 seasons, we've never washed each other's card. Maybe it starts in 2019.
Maybe we need a new bet.
Wasn't that one of your guys' New Year's resolutions?
Sure.
Actually follow through on these things. All right.
Yeah.
We talked about Joe Worsley. He's such a terrific setter. So tonight, how many total assists for Joe Montana?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 35. I think that Joe is going to continue to do a great job of spreading the wealth. I think that this team will also gain points in other areas tonight, be it from behind the service line and at the net. But one of the things that impressed me the most about this man is his work ethic, and we're going to see that on display tonight.
As far as me, you want my number?
Please.
I'm going with 39, and that's because Joe Worsley averaged 11.02 sets last year, and I think he's going to be better than he was last year because he continues to impress. This year, setting a 5-1 just like he did last year, but I think this team is very capable of Joe getting 39 assists tonight. That's 13. I'm looking at it being a 3 straight for the Warriors.
You know, it's funny because Joe's parents are huge San Francisco 49er fans, and I said Joe Montana on purpose because his name is Joe Montana Worsley. Joe Montana, one of the greatest, if not greatest, quarterbacks ever. And Joe has become a terrific, quote-unquote, quarterback for this Warrior team. And Charlie Wade said this season you're going to see him doing things that he's never done before because we're allowing him to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, and he's worked incredibly hard in the offseason, waking up as early as 4 o'clock in the morning, getting his team ready for this season, a dynamic offense that's going to be faster to the pin, and a lot of different wrinkles that only I think Joe could run.
His leadership will show. He's one of those types of players that leads by example. He's very focused, and he is definitely very determined.
All right, we're going to take our final break. When we come back, we're going to focus on the matchup between the Rainbow Warriors and the Highlanders. But a reminder, connect with Spectrum Sports by liking our fan page on Facebook, Instagram, or via Twitter at Spec Sports High or hashtag Hawaii MVB. You're watching Rainbow Warrior Volleyball on Spectrum Sports. The great Stan Sheriff, who the center was named after. 2019 season opener for the Rainbow Warrior men's volleyball team, New Jersey Institute of Technology tonight. Tomorrow it's Concordia of Irvine, and wrap it up on Saturday against the Trojans of USC. And here are some thoughts from the guys on this weekend's field.
These are teams that I've looked at a little bit, and they returned a lot of their lineup. A lot of these guys, they're similar to us, where they returned a lot of their big hitters, and most of their lineup's going to be juniors and seniors. So they have a lot of experience. They play in one of the top conferences in the country.
I think any coaches are really, as concerned about the opponents they are about their side. We're still very much, early in the season. So for us, it's still about how productive and how efficient we're going to be, and how well we compete, and how well we handle adversity, that kind of stuff. We're still very much concerned on our side. I saw that NJIT went 5 with Ball State, who's a good team. So you would think they're going to come here and compete. And then both SC and Concordia last year were kind of top 4 or 5 in the MPSF, and have got good players and quality teams. So looking forward to a nice weekend of competition.
So you heard the thoughts of some of the guys and Charlie Wade. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Not so much maybe on tonight's matchup, but this weekend, what are you looking for from the Warriors? What can we expect?
Well, I think you can expect just some excitement. They have been waiting, like I said earlier in the broadcast, for this matchup and for their starting season to begin. They've lost a couple of great players, Tui Tuileta, as well as Austin Tautia transferring to UCLA, and Ray Ratelli transferring. But this team is solid, and they have 4 very good seniors, great leadership. Stein Tilburg and Joe Worsley, number 1 and 2 on the team, in my mind, are great leaders. Dalton Solberg as well. and Brent Rosenmeyer, and that is just such a solid core, and they have depth. So I think this weekend, they're just looking to show everybody the beginning of a great season.
Yeah, and I think for Hawaii, it's really going to be about their side of the net, trying to control the passes. Losing Tuileta in the backcourt, I think, is a big loss for Hawaii. We'll see how Hawaii's passing game hold up. They're going to move to a two-man formation at times. So we're going to see some different things, as I said earlier, with this team. The question is, can the passing hold up? And really, can they continue to refine this offense so that when the conference season comes around, they're refined and ready to go?
All right, should be a lot of fun. The three of us will be back at intermission. But coming up next, First Serve Hawaii, NJIT.
And outside hitter, 6'8" senior from Amsterdam, Netherlands, number 4, Stijn van Tilburg. At libero, 6'1" sophomore from Moraga, California, number 6, Gage Worsley. At middle blocker, 6'6", seen from Lindenhurst, Illinois, number 11, Dalton Solbring. And middle blocker, 6'10", junior from Clovis, California, number 15, Patrick Gassman. And outside hitter, 6'1", junior from Makawao, Maui, number 17, Goten Kowal. And opposite, 6'9", junior from Sofia, Bulgaria, number 19, Rado Parapunov. And that setter, 6'1", senior from Moraga, California, floor captain, number 1, Joe Worsley. The volunteer assistant is Chad Giesman, assistant coach Joshua Walker, associate coach Milan Zarkovic, head coach for your Rainbow Warriors, Charlie Wade.
Expectations are once again high for head coach Charlie Wade and company. In his 10th season at the helm, his 4th-ranked Rainbow Warrior volleyball team returns 6 starters in 2019. Savvy senior setter Joe Worsley guides a potent and multifaceted Rainbow Warrior attack, led by an experienced outside force and 2-time All-American Stijn van Tilburg. Coming up, the journey begins. The Highlanders of New Jersey Institute of Technology take on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. With that, we welcome you inside the Stan Sheriff Center. Let's start things off by taking a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match. C-Mac.
Well, NJIT may just stand for no jitters. I think that's the key for these Highlanders is to, after an 11-hour plane ride and the Lau-Laus at Chris Wise's house, now they got to face the biggest crowd they'll face all year. Tough to win here in the Staff Sheriff Center. I hope they don't get the jitters and put up a good match. And for Hawaii, a more efficient offense, I think, is needed. Last week, they hit 290 and 160 versus Alberta, far below their 340 average of last year.
Kanoa Leahy, Chris McLaughlin here, opening night in the 2019 Rainbow Warrior volleyball season. And it happens to coincide with the opening night of the Hawaiian Airlines Rainbow Warrior Classic. Joe Worsley getting ready to serve it into play. One of 4 seniors on the roster, a Hawaii team that returned 6 starters from a season ago. And the first serve by Joe Worsley goes long. And so it is the New Jersey Institute of Technology, NJIT, the Highlanders, striking first. They come in 0-2 overall on the year, the preseason pick to finish 4th in the EIVA, the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. Worsley going middle to Pat Gassman is blocked. Now it's Rado Patapunov getting a crack at it. In fact, make it twice. And he's able to bounce it off of the Terraflex. And Hawaii's on the board. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineups scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
How about the coverage that time by Colton Cowell covering Rado Patapunov as he got stuffed almost to the ground.
Here's Stein von Tilburg, 2-time first-team All-American with the serve. And the outside set goes to Jens Feldtus. And the freshman gets turned back by Rado Patapunov. Patapunov now a junior, 6'9", from Sofia, Bulgaria. We saw him really turn it on towards the tail end a season ago.
And one of the things he got better at was blocking, which he just did just then. Looking very sharp there, taking away that line of Feldtus.
They ended up with 11 solo blocks on the season a year ago. As Von Tilburg gets ready to send it over again. That's a middle set that gets pounded, blasted by Luca Berger, 6'10" junior from Brazil, one of a pair of Brazilians on the roster. He's a big fella, and you can see the big arm strength on that one.
He's hitting 455 so far, averaging just a kill per set, but boy, he is strong.
Tough serve there as well, forces the overpass. They go back row, and that's Alvaro Gimeno getting his first swing at it. Colton Cowell getting his first swing at it, and he puts it down for a Hawaii point. Colton Cowell, what a story he has turned into here to start the season. A graduate of King Kekaulike High School, now a redshirt junior standing at just 6'1", and he gets the start at the outside hitter position.
Dare we call him diminutive?
The 6'1" might be a shade generous too. Who knows? Enrique de Diego Garcia from Spain putting it down for NJIT.
Colton Cowell's got Michael Jordan hops at 42 inches. He can touch 11-6.
Yeah, he's put in the work. You can tell his development from when he first stepped onto campus here at Manoa. As the laser beam serve winds up as an ace for the Highlanders. That one scored by Piotr Namiatko, a 6'5" junior from, well, he calls Harrison, New Jersey, his hometown, a second-team All-EIVA a season ago. Takes a little something off that time and tickles the tape. Backside, it's Rado with the swing and the kill. So the team's trading blows here early in set number 1. But getting back to Colton Cowell, Charlie Wade saying he put on what should be an accurate number of about 40 to 45 pounds since he first stepped on to the campus here in Manoa. And that is straight muscle, C-Mac. You can tell by the pipes coming out of the jersey.
Yeah, there's an ounce of fat on him.
Straight down, Diego Garcia.
Diego Garcia is the guy they want to go to, says Coach Goncalves. When the going gets tough, they love to go to him, especially if they get a good pass. They're going to feed number 5.
Well, he's hitting 526 on the year. You already mentioned Luca Berger, the other middle, hitting 455. So a lot of success to be exploited, if possible, for the Highlanders in that middle position.
Very, very strong there. The pin attacking. Even Coach Goncalves told me yesterday that that's the one area which he wishes the team would improve more quickly.
Outside set, and the roof was almost up as Dalton Solbrig was up next to Worsley. But Alvaro Gimeno able to put it down. 6'7" sophomore from Salou, Spain. He is referred to by head coach Danny Goncalves as a, quote, stud, simply said. You see the numbers. He is flatlining it percentage-wise on the year. The 2.12 kills per set. As Hawaii gets the point, they go out to their All-American Stein von Tilburg. Senior year here for Stein. He has already admitted it feels a bit different this time around.
It seems like just yesterday he was playing his first match and he went 14 kills, no errors, and 15 tries. And it was all downhill after that. No, it was 2 All-Americans later is what it was.
Exactly. And the Utko is dug up by Solbrig. Backside set goes to Potapunov, but Berger denies access. And right now, the Highlanders, Chris, they are announcing their presence to start this match on opening night.
No jitters for these Highlanders so far. They're very sharp. So especially from behind the service line, they're putting a lot of heat, putting a lot of pressure on the Rainbow Warrior passers.
So here is Roque Nido, the starting setter, a 6'4" freshman with the serve. Overpass, one-hand set by Worsley, is too tall even for the 6'10" Pat Gassman. And it is now a 3-0 run for NJIT. They lead by a pair. As you get a good look at the 5th-year head coach, Danny Goncalves.
How long did it take him to do that beard?
I don't know, but I am...
October 31st, he told me. October 31st.
I am totally jealous. I have absolute beard envy. As the ace is delivered by Nido, and things going as Goncalves hoped here to start this opening frame. What are you seeing on the Hawaii side of the net, C-Mac?
Well, I'm seeing that they're struggling with the serving of NJIT because NJIT's just putting in a lot of heat. They're taking a lot of chances. Most of them going up and just hitting it as hard as they can, like that, and just hoping it goes in.
Well, Danny Goncalves telling us before the match, we're going to have to serve tough. We're going to have to be aggressive. We don't want to just go up there and throw fireworks into the air, but he knows that they have to try to get Hawaii on its heels somehow in its transition game. Oh, the delayed ace because of the lack of communication on the Highlanders side of the net. Joe Worsley gets the point for the Rainbow Warriors.
Worsley got a near ace on the first serve of the game. I thought the ball was going to hit both lines, the end line and the sideline. Just missed.
Jump serve by Worsley, a little extra sauce on that one. Middle set goes to Berger, dug up by Gage Worsley, the younger bro. Here's Stein. And that one just missed the end line. Stein wanted a touch as well, no such call. And so no point for the Flying Dutchman. And NJIT gets the score and the side.
I thought there was a touch as well. We can look at the replay right here. Oh, yeah, no touch. Good call by the officials.
Back to live action. Here's Stein this time from the opposite position. It's like the old days when he first arrived at the program, was hitting from that opposite side.
Yeah, if Rado struggles at all in that opposite position, Stein can just go back to the place where he made All-American playing opposite. Was up for the Brian Ivey Award that year as best opposite in the country.
Oh, Cowell with the solo stuff. Getting way up off the Terraflex.
He gets some major error, doesn't he? Even when he has no approach. Very little approach there. Just one step up and over. Good pressing over the net into the court.
So we're knotted at 10. Backside goes to Namiotko. That one dug up by Worsley. It's the younger bro Gage with the set for Potapunov, but he pumps it long. There was a triple block waiting for Rado, but he sends it long.
Rado knew it was a triple, so he was going to go high hands. He got the high part right, didn't get the hands part.
So 11 serving 10 here, and it's Luca Berger getting ready to put it across. 2018 EIVA All-Academic Team selection. As Gassman catches the tape on that swing. Right side, Namiotko. Forget about it. Gassman next to Cowell saying, ole.
It's the Mutt and Jeff block. 6'10" Gassman, 6 foot Cowell up almost as high there. Did you notice that? We won't say that in front of Gassman, of course.
Yeah, I'm sure he won't watch the replay or anything like that. Here is Jakob Telly, 6'6" freshman from Tonsberg, Norway. Coming up off the bench for the serve. Outside set put down by Jens Feldtus, also a freshman. He's from Denmark, averaging 1.1 kills per set. So NJIT
Real
going
deal.
to make this a competitive match here, at least by the indication here early in set one. Namiotko with the serve. Backside, it's Rado against a double block. And too hot to handle for Namiotko on the opposite sideline.
Rado off to a good start, taking some good quality swings. Joe Worsley feeding him about the height. I think that he likes it.
9th tie already of this opening frame. Yeah, Rado 3 kills on 6 swings and now back behind the line to serve. The pass by Chris Wise, Kamehameha Kapalama alum playing on the NJIT side of the net, as Feldtus gets one down again, and Highlanders jump ahead.
Kelsey's another one with international experience, played in the Danish junior national, the under-19 team, the under-21 team, got a lot of international experience.
Here's Cowell going way up, and he's able to find that end line for the Hawaii point. So the teams continue to seesaw through this first set. Cowell made just 1 start in 23 match appearances last year. Getting the start here on opening night, back behind the line to serve, into the net it goes. Now, unfortunately, our radar gun display is not to be enjoyed here tonight.
I'll tell you what it will be. It's just ask me the miles per hour. I'll give you it.
Okay.
Within 2 miles, I'll give it to you.
That's a sad sight, the serve speed display there.
Yeah.
As Von Tilburg from the outside, it pinballs around and is returned. Just narrowly avoids hitting the scoreboard overhead, and Worsley catches him napping as he dumps it down on the second touch.
Little Joe Worsley at 6 feet going up against the 6'10" Luca Berger and just challenges him. Goes right at him. And just slams it down.
So we are tied at 14 and enter James Anastasiadis, now a redshirt junior. Charlie Wade saying that he's in the best shape of his life, and you can just tell looking at him. This guy put in some work in the offseason.
Absolutely, he looks so different.
Overpass, Stein, Mahalo Nui Loa. And Hawaii gets to 15 first. So a back and forth battle. Rainbow Warriors by 1 at the midpoint.
Rainbow Warrior Volleyball on Spectrum Sports is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. Well, we were just lamenting the lack of the radar gun display, but our guy, Steve Jackson, part of our tremendous Spectrum Sports production and coordination team, he comes in, he's the man of the hour, and he is able to drop the display in there. Now the only question is, will it work? We find out here on the Anastasiadis serve out of the timeout. And it looks like it did display 50+ miles an hour. The point, though, goes to Luca Berger and the Highlanders. And Luca Berger giving a little wave through the net. Berger off to a pretty imposing start here. A couple of kills for him on 3 swings. And he kind of has that full-time grimace on his face.
Yeah.
Outside, it's Stein with the touch shot. Rattled around and returned. Great effort on the NJIT side. Worsley surveys the floor, sees the opening, and then finds the opening.
That time, Joe Worsley was up against 2 blockers. Here's a defense, little pancake pop-up there. And then a free ball for Hawaii, and Worsley makes the most of it with another slam dunk.
Oh, that was a heater. Overpass, touchdown by Stein, and Hawaii by 2. This is the largest lead for the Rainbow Warriors in this opening frame. That's how tightly contested this thing has been.
11 ties so far.
17 serving 15. Overpass, Gassman eats it up. And Joe Worsley is providing some ample opportunities for his big fellas up front to lay the lumber. Gassman does there. Hawaii by 3. All right, C-Mac, show us how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank.
Well, with Joe Worsley serves, he's been putting that major heat on. He forces an overpass from NJIT. The big boy up front, Gassman, pounds it down and then flexes his muscle. But you know what he should do? He should point to Joe Worsley. Worsley's the hero. Come on.
Well, everybody pointing at Joe Worsley there. Coming out of the timeout, deals an ace out of the deck, and Joe Worsley with a service run right now. And he has Hawaii, thanks to 4 straight points, up by 4.
Some people may have missed the pregame show where Charlie Wade said Joe Worsley is considered by at least one coach in the NC2A as pound for pound the best player in college volleyball.
He has always sort of had that bulldog mentality, can do a lot of things well, forget about the diminutive stature. But that time, NJIT able to break the run, and it is Gimeno serving it wide. Well, how many times have we seen throughout Joe Worsley's career when he has done just that, right? In a tight battle, in a battle that's been seesaw-like, just like this opening frame, Joe Worsley sparks Hawaii in some way, oftentimes with what he did right there behind the service line.
And this match was close all the way up to 15. It was, what, 15, 14, 11 ties, 3 lead changes. So this match was close until Worsley stepped back there and gave Hawaii some separation.
So we have a replay review here, and it looks like head coach Danny Goncalves is asking to review the in-out call on that serve. It was right there in front of the line judge. Dan Hironaka, Wayne Lee, by the way, high official, low official, the R1 and R2 respectively, Wes Kawachi, Kevin Chun, the line judges. Hard to tell. Let's see if this angle helps out a little bit. From that angle, looked like it was in.
Hard to tell, yeah. It's unfortunately, one was just a flat-out bad angle. The other was the player was blocking what could have been the best angle.
Yeah, and that angle, which probably was the one that has maybe the most evidence to be seen, this is from across the street of the upper campus.
It's too hard to tell from there. I don't think you can make a definitive call there. I'd be very surprised if they overturn this.
Gotta love that beard. However, the beard of no assistance in this particular situation. As Wayne Lee upholds the call, and Hawaii leads by 4, 20 serving 16. And it is Stein von Tilburg getting ready to serve.
If you praise his beard one more time today, I'm going to get beard lessons from him for you for Christmas. Belated Christmas gift.
It's all in the beard bond. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, Gassman, another overpass forced by a Hawaii server. In this case, it was Stein, and Gassman didn't point back at von Tilburg, but it looked like there he at least maybe said something in his direction. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Hawaii by 5. Set goes left side. Feltus dug up by Gage Worsley. Joe, back row to Stein, off the block and out. And Hawaii clicking here, leading by a half dozen. And we got another timeout from the Highlanders. We'll keep things right here. As you mentioned, C-Mac, back and forth the entire set until they got to 15-15. Joe Worsley goes behind the service line, puts together a run, and now Hawaii leading comfortably.
It shouldn't surprise anybody that Worsley's the one to give them that separation. Here's a guy who works so hard. I remember watching him in the fall where Charlie Wade said, "Hey, Joe, can you come up with an offense that'll have X, Y, and Z happen?" He shows up the next morning and draws on the chalkboard in early Charlie's office like 5 different things. More than Charlie had asked for. Charlie wanted 3, Joe gave him 5. That's how Joe is.
Always the overachiever,
Joe
right?
Montana Worsley.
Tonight's Jack Pack. Let's take a look while we have a break in the action. This is reloading, not rebuilding. Indeed, Hawaii, as we mentioned, returning 6 starters, and statistically, that accounts for 86% of last season's kills, 93% of last season's blocks, 74% of last season's aces, and 88% of the assists. Now, they lost a pair of defensive specialists, liberos in Tui Tuileta and Mamani Namahoe. That would be the one area where Hawaii didn't bring back the mass majority of its stats in digs. But other than that, oh boy, reload indeed.
Pretty impressive. And they've got, what I like about this team is they've got a nice group of seniors who have been through it all, basically, in rebuilding this Hawaii program. And they really want to win a national championship. I mean, it's in their eyesights. And unfortunately, there's a team called Long Beach State that also has a lot of their guys back.
That happens to be in their conference.
It happens to be in their conference, yeah. So.
Yeah, Long Beach State,
And Irvine's got a great team this year, and UCLA, and CSUN. Santa Barbara's got a good team this year. You go right down the line. George Mason's playing well. So it's going to be interesting, I think, men's volleyball season. And this Hawaii team's worth watching. They're exciting.
Yeah, Long Beach State, the defending national champs, ranked #1 in the nation. Hawaii this week ranked 4th as Stein is able to curl that down, just loop it inside the end line. And another 4-0 run here for Hawaii.
Hawaii's third ace on the night. Joe Worsley's got 2. Stein's got 1.
Rainbow Warriors playing a pair of exhibition matches last week while the rest of the country basically got into the regular season. Joe Worsley with the dig there. Gage, high set to Rado, gets the fingertips of the block. Now it comes back the other way. It's Gimeno. And he gets the point as it goes off of Hawaii and out. But while everyone else was sort of in official action, Hawaii was playing the 2 exhibition games. And so Hawaii ranked 4th in what is the 2nd AVCA ranking of the year. They were 3rd in the preseason ranking, their highest since 2005. But it's interesting how sparse this early portion of the Hawaii schedule actually is. As Colton Cowell blasts it down.
How do you play no games and drop in the stands?
That's right, that's right.
I'll tell you who's going to drop those, UCLA. Lost to CSUN 3 straight.
How about that?
They were ranked #2 at the time, I believe.
3 kills on 3 swings for Colton Cowell. Aloha ball here in the first for Hawaii. Diving save by Joe. Back bump set to Cowell off the block and down. How about it?
Play of the game so far right there. What a back bump set from Stein Ventilberg. That's why he's an All-American.
The notorious SVT. After the save by Joe, with the blind back bump set to Colton Cowell, Hawaii takes set 1, 25-17. Welcome back. Let's go inside the numbers presented by Heineken. The numbers 3, the official matches for Hawaii in the month of January. They played at least 6 January matches every year since 2000. We were just talking about how sparse the early season schedule is for Hawaii. So they have the Hawaiian Airlines Rainbow Warrior Classic here this weekend, NJIT. And then, of course, the other 2 teams, Concordia, Irvine, and USC. USC defeating Concordia, by the way, in the early match on opening night of the tournament tonight in 3 straight sets. But after that, Hawaii has an alumni match January 25th in this building, and then they don't play an official match again until February 1st against Stanford here at the SSC.
Yeah, ever since the MPSF broke up into 2 different leagues, the Big West and the MPSF, it's really changed the landscape of men's volleyball and the way coaches schedule their matches throughout the year. Clearly, Hawaii's major part of their schedule is backloaded into March and April by design. They want their league matches to be the ones they play near the end. In the meantime, they're traveling around the country trying to grow the game, they call it, and get the Midwest and the East Coast leagues built up.
Well, Hawaii takes the first set, 25-17. It was tied at 15, and then Joe Worsley happened. He went on a run behind the service line. Stein von Tilburg went on a run behind the service line. Hawaii snatched up control in that opening frame.
Yeah, it really made a big difference because NJIT was playing great, going point for point for the over the first half of that first set. And then, as you say, Joe Worsley showed up.
3 service aces for Hawaii, 2 of them courtesy Mr. Worsley in that opening set compared to just 2 service errors as a team. Numbers flipped on the NJIT side. 2 aces to 3 errors and some high cheddar from Rado Patapunov. That was Chris Wise, the 5'9" senior libero, in a more defensive, protective type of position there on that Rado swing.
He needed a helmet for that one to play defense. Rado almost took his head off.
Chris Wise from Kaneohe out of Kamehameha Kapalama. His family refers to him as Christopher. Teammates call him Chris. As Worsley catches him sleeping again. That middle of the NJIT floor has been ripe for the taking, and Joe Worsley's taking advantage.
Joe Worsley becoming very offensive tonight. 3 kills in 3 tries. Note on Wise, graduating in civil engineering, not an easy major. He's already got a job in Washington, D.C., starting as soon as school gets out.
Yeah, working for a construction company. His dad, Kavika, who actually works statistics for Spectrum OC16 sports broadcasts, he says that, he's probably going to be making more money than I am come next year. But he is graduating, obviously, from an institution in NJIT that is among the very best, very best in civil engineering. And so,
the coach is telling us they're number 2 in the country in civil engineering.
Portends good things for Christopher Wise, that's for sure.
Congratulations to him on getting through that curriculum. Not easy.
3 serving 1. Here's Cowell. Amiatko catches the top of the block, dug up by Colton in the back row. Here's Stein against 2 blockers, tried to get cute with it, but missed the court wide. He thought there may have been a touch, but no such call. I think he is convinced enough that something like that occurred on the NJIT side. He is asking Charlie Wade to review.
I think Charlie Wade is saying, I thought I saw him say, check the net on that one.
That could be. Again, 2 blockers were up against Von Tilburg there. And so Charlie Wade busts out the challenge card. Challenge works the same way that we saw in the women's season. 3 challenges each side. Oh, yeah, there's a net right there. And that is pretty clear from our net cam.
Yep. It's an easy call. I think
that's Enrique De Diego Garcia catching it right there. And yeah, the quick turnaround from Wayne Lee. Hawaii gets the point.
Nice job by Wayne Lee to get that replay done quickly as soon as it's obvious. Get it out there. Don't ask for other angles or anything. Just go right with that net cam and let's get back and play. It's one of the things that's been an issue in most of the gyms that do have the replay. The technology isn't quite there yet to really get clear replays, so they're often having to spend too long on the challenge.
Amiatko goes long and wide, point for Hawaii. And so as competitive as things were for the first 60% or so of set number 1, it has been pretty much all Hawaii since then, and that's carried over here into the early part of set 2, Chris.
Yeah, it surprises me. I thought that NJIT would continue to stay close because they certainly have the firepower.
From the back row, speaking of firepower, that's Gimeno. He's dug up, though. Rado. A little firepower of his own.
Give a lot of credit to Joe Worsley there, who held the middle with a terrific fake. The middle could not get out there in time to put up a 2-man block, so Rado's faced with a 1-man block, and I'm telling you, guys like Rado who all have 1 blocker have a field day.
Timeout, NJIT. Hawaii off and running in the second. Welcome back, and there is a look at David Kavika Wise. As we mentioned, he is part of the crew, as you see by the hat. He helps to stats for Spectrum OC16 sports broadcasts. His son, Chris, the starting libero. First season as the full-time starter for NJIT. Here's Von Tilburg, 3 blockers up, and they get the better of him. Enrique De Diego Garcia was in the middle of it all. A transfer from Cal Baptist, originally from Madrid, Spain.
Solid block. No holes in that block at all. Who got that play started, though, was Christopher Wise. He popped up a very tough serve, put it right on the money.
Stein, another crack at it. This time pounds it off the block and out. We mentioned De Diego Garcia, though. A good pickup, obviously, for Danny Goncalves in his first year here with NJIT on the EIVA preseason players to watch list. Worsley outside. Stein, the block was late, and he made him pay.
You know why it was late? It was a perfect pass. Joe Worsley was deceptive. Look at it. Block just could not get out there in time, and Stein just chewed that up and spit it out. Wow, what a swing.
So Dalton Solbrig, 6'6" senior from Lindenhurst, Illinois, with the jump serve. 63 miles an hour on the gun there. Feltus, nice action by Rado. Stein goes cross court and in. And this is some vintage Hawaii volleyball being played in this stretch, C-Mac.
I think that this is reminding Charlie Wade of what it was like when they played in Japan about halfway through their trip. He said they were playing some very high-level volleyball at that point.
Great opportunity for Hawaii. Kind of get ahead of the game in terms of some game reps and time together. A head start on the season. Here's Feltus, blocked and roofed. He gets the gas face from Pat Gassman. Joe Worsley was up as well. And we got a timeout coming from NJIT. Hawaii rolling, Highlanders reeling in set 2. Welcome back. Let's check out the First Hawaiian Bank top 3. Hawaii's returning kill leaders. We mentioned they return a ton of their offense from a season ago. Stein von Tilburg, Rado Patapunov, and Brett Rosenmeyer, who we have yet to see from this evening. They are the top returning hitters. A lot of offense reloaded here in 2019 from a season ago where Hawaii went 19-8 overall. They finished in a tie for second in the Big West Conference at 6-4. As Solbrig delivers an ace out of the timeout. That's now a 5-0 run here for the Rainbow Warriors. But what left a bitter taste in the mouth of this team and certainly many of the fans, the fact that Hawaii did not receive an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. The bid was granted to UC Irvine, a fellow Big West Conference member. And the problem with that, from Hawaii's perspective, was they beat UC Irvine twice, including in the Big West Conference tournament semifinals. It was a season where they also had wins over Long Beach State and UCLA. And so it was a bit of a head scratcher.
You're making a good case for Hawaii right now.
Hey, I did so last year, too. There's a special UH Club for Keiki. Stop by Papa John's Pizza to join the UH Kids Club. Purchase a large pizza and children receive an official club t-shirt and a host of other benefits. Join the UH Kids Club today. Hawaii by double digits here in the second. Can NJIT get it across? No, they can't. And so it's effectively a delayed ace there for Dalton Solbrig. And we're going to have a change at the setter position here, C-Mac, as the senior setter from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Ricardo Whitaker, comes in to replace Roque Nido.
I don't think Nido was really making that many mistakes as much as I think the coach just wanted to see slow the game down, do something different. He's used up both of his timeouts. Just give a different look to their offense right now, because their offense is really struggling, hitting negative. Serve reception also struggling. You know, that first set they hit pretty good with NJIT. Hit 316, that would win most games. Hawaii hit 520 in the first set.
Well, it's been a little bit of target practice here at the line for Dalton Solbrig. 3 service aces tonight.
He used to be a jump floater, by the way. I don't know if you remember last year, he did a lot of jump floating. And Charlie Wade challenged him in the offseason to say, Dalton, can you bring some heat? Mix it up a little bit? I guess he's proving that he can bring the heat.
After an 8-0 run, it finally winds up in the twine. He hears it from the fans. Very knowledgeable fan base here at the Stan Sheriff Center as Solbrig heads to the bench. Gage Worsley on the floor. And Jens Feltus getting ready to serve it up. Feltus and the aforementioned Ricardo Whitaker now out there, the senior setter. They are both biomedical engineering majors. So
same as
me. Yeah, we all have that in common.
Yeah.
Service error gives Hawaii its 15th point. And we got a timeout on the floor.
Diego Garcia is, by the way, is going to take his biomedical engineering major, and he's going to go on to get he's going to get his master's this year. He's going on for his PhD, which I know you're familiar with as well. It's PhD.
I am familiar with each of those letters. You're right.
He's doing this in his second language. How about that, Canelo?
Unbelievable. Yeah, NJIT. Again, a program that's still sort of in a developmental type stage, but I think Danny Goncalves is very excited about the direction that this program is going. They have an athletics director in place who is actually on the NCAA volleyball tournament selection committee, but he is obviously a big supporter of volleyball. He feels like there is a strong push of resources behind them. They just recently, in January of 2018, opened the Wellness and Events Center, which is a new arena, seating 3,500, a brand spanking new facility shared between the basketball programs and volleyball programs, as well as several others over there in Newark, New Jersey. I think he feels like they're poised to make a move here. It's coming along. It's just still a work in progress.
Yeah, he's done a great job, I think, of assembling a nice mixture of local talent plus foreigners. And I think their time may come this year. I really like the pieces they've got in this puzzle. It's just going to take time for them to develop it over the course of this season. I think the EIVA will be a perfect place for them to grow and mature.
Goncalves, by the way, that is a Portuguese last name. He himself spent a year living in Portugal as a professional volleyball player.
Libero, an outside hitter.
Just 35 years of age, Danny Goncalves. Did I mention I like the beard?
Yes, you did. I think you did. Okay, that was the last chance. Okay, now I'm getting a beard lesson from Goncalves for you for Christmas.
There you go. For Christmas? I got to wait until Christmas? It's January.
No, we're going to get it before this tournament's over.
Oh, pancake pass there by Chris Wise. But a free ball coming here for the Bows. Worsley, backside, Torado. Oh, good knuckle save by Feltus. The swing by Gimeno, dug up by Gage Worsley. So Joe goes cross-court to Stein. And SVT drops the hammer again. He gets to 10 kills on the evening. First player in double figures tonight.
Stein may have a short night, I think. I'm not sure he'll play in the third set. If Charlie Wade can save his arm a little bit, let Brett Rosemeyer come in possibly, we'll see.
Another laser beam serve from Worsley, and unable to track down. The second touch was Ricardo Whitaker, ran out of room in front of us. And so another ace for Joe Worsley. Getting back to Stein, though, 10 kills on 14 swings. He's hitting .571, C-Mac.
That's huge. That would lead the country.
Overpass forced by Worsley. Where does he go? He'll go to Stein. Just one blocker up, but a great dig along the back line by Feltus, but nobody had his back. Miscommunication on the Highlander side. We've seen that now a couple of times tonight. Making now 4 straight points ripped off by the Rainbow Warriors, and this has absolutely gotten away from the Highlanders.
It really has, especially their serve reception has just been so suspect, and the communication is so lacking.
Serve goes long that time by Worsley. But a 14-point advantage here in set number 2 for the Rainbow Warriors. As you get a good look at Charlie Wade in his 10th year running the show. Two 20-win seasons in the last 4 years for Charlie Wade's crew. 7 winning seasons in his tenure. Nomioko is dug up by Joe Worsley on the second touch. Gassman took a swing, but Luca Berger saying,
Very alert play by Luca Berger that time. He's now trying to inspire his team, got his fist pumping, saying this is now where we're going to go right now, guys. Pounds his chest, pounds his fist.
Trying to urge his teammates on. Gassman this time goes over Berger, who lays out to keep that rally alive. Back row set, Cowell. Oh my word.
Where did he come from? He was flying out of nowhere. I think it's going to the middle of Gassman, and it doesn't. Gassman pulls one blocker with him, and the other blocker didn't go up, so basically Cowell had an open court.
Anastasiadis in to serve. Stein goes to the bench with 11 kills.
I told you Stein might have a short night.
By the way, Colton Cowell, 5 kills, 5 swings, no errors. Good save there by Worsley. Gage Worsley goes backside to Cowell. We got a net violation called against NJIT, so another point for the Rainbow Warriors. I would call it a quality opening night so far for one Colton Cowell, wouldn't you?
I would, absolutely. Pretty good set that time, too, from Gage Worsley. He's putting in some solid minutes for sure. And I sure hope that the Van Tilburgs, Theo and Brigitte, turned on their TV sets early in the Netherlands, because Stein may be done.
They are known to, that's for sure. We got a new libero on the floor as well, right there on serve receive, as Ricardo Whitaker puts it down on the dump shot. Another Hawaii guy, Parker Louie, 5'9" junior, a graduate of Moanalua High School. So a former teammate of former UH Warrior Austin Matautia. His brother Matthew also played and graduated from NJIT in the years between 2010 and 2013. But Louis getting his first action of the season here tonight, C-Mac.
He was also he also played club volleyball for none other than our own Tiff Wells. Tiff was his, 16s coach or something like that, or 15s.
Tiff Wells, the radio play-by-play voice for ESPN 1420. There he is. Fellow Iolani guy, I'm proud to say. Jackson Van Ekeren on to serve, but he goes into the net, so he'll go back to the bench. But now we're starting to see Charlie Wade dip into his bench, even more so than he did in the 2 exhibition matches last week against British Columbia.
They played pretty close to the vest in those two. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Oh, beautiful serve there by Alvaro Gimeno. First 2 matches for the Highlanders, they came up short at Purdue Fort Wayne, ranked 14th at the time. They lost in 3. On the road at Ball State, they'll put up a fight. Took that one to 5 sets. In that match, Gimeno got 44 swings, 11 kills, but he had 12 errors, hitting negative numbers as he goes into the twine. But you can just see the explosiveness, not only up at the net, but from behind the service line as well.
He's one powerful guy.
So 22 serving 8, and here is Potapunov. Good pass there. Berger couldn't catch all of it, but back to the net it went, and that time he handled it with 2 hands. Berger played his freshman season at Coker College before heading over to Newark. Good thing about Newark is it's one of the travel hubs along the East Coast, right? And so for NJIT, they were able to get on a flight. They came nonstop to Hawaii. You talked about it already, C-Mac. 11 and a half hours to Honolulu. How about that bump set, tight to the pin, so Cowell had to just one-hand it over. And then from the back row, Alvaro Gimeno finds the floor. So a little energy, a little extra enthusiasm in this late stretch of set 2 coming from the Highlanders. We'll see if they can set themselves up for a more competitive set number 3. 3 kills on 7 swings, no errors for Gimeno. Slide to Solbrig. How about that?
There's something we haven't seen in a while. Stealing it from the women's game.
Oh, man.
I don't know if there's another player in the country, a little middle attacker, who's running the slide right now. There might be one out there somewhere, but you rarely see it in men's volleyball.
Yeah, Solbrig himself was pretty pleased at that. You could see just from the reaction of the NJIT blockers as De Diego Garcia goes off the block and out. They hadn't seen anything like that.
Yeah, it was pretty special.
Charlie Wade.
I think Hawaii's going to have to get creative this year, you know, in order to beat a team like Long Beach. They have to bring a lot of, you know, their arsenal's got to be broadened just a little bit in order to hang with a team like Long Beach that's so powerful.
Anastasiadis with a good swing. Good chase down by Louis on the second touch. Advantage here for Hawaii. Worsley goes outside. Anastasiadis leaping up and pounding it home. Played in just 21 sets a year ago. Had 2 kills all season. There he is, getting into the kill column tonight. And it is aloha ball for the Bows in set number 2.
He's had mostly serving specialty time on the court instead of playing in the front row. So when he rotated the front row, notice that Worsley found him right away. And then there was major celebration.
And that one, 72 miles an hour from Solbrig. Caught a piece of Alvaro Gimeno. And Hawaii ends set 2 in emphatic fashion. It was all Rainbow Warriors in the second frame. 25-11. And they'll have a chance to crack open the broom closet on opening night.
And welcome back inside the Stan Sheriff Center, where it's intermission here in the season opener for the Rainbow Warriors. So far, so good for Hawaii, as they're up 2-0 against the Highlanders of NJIT. I'm Scott. She's Lisa. He's Ryan. And, volleyball is a pretty simple sport. You win the serve and pass, you're going to win the match. So far, Hawaii's serving 8 aces, and their passing has been very good.
Well, their serving is just spot on. They have put their opponent into trouble from the back line here. You see Joe Worsley with 3 service aces already. Dalton Solbrig with 3 as well. I'll tell you what, just the pressure they're putting on from behind the service line has just put them way out in front in this match.
Yeah, and Hawaii early on in the set actually was losing the serve and pass game. They got aced twice, multiple overpasses in the beginning, and they really just turned it on. Credit Dalton Solberg as well for that incredible run in set number 2. Hawaii's offense looking great. Stein Von Tilburg hitting over 500 from multiple areas on the court. His senior campaign beginning. You can tell that this young man is ready to carry this team once again. He has been training hard in the offseason and is ready to really make a statement here in his senior season. Right now, again, Stein Von Tilburg, 11 kills, hitting .562.
Now we'll take a break, come back, we'll have more highlights from the first 2 sets. Hawaii leads it 2-0 over NJIT. Well, Joe Worsley should have an S on his chest, not for setter, but for Superman. He is unreal.
Super Worsley from the back line there. You can see him giving it his all, creating many opportunities for kills in the front court, aces. He's had 11 attempts from the service line, but look at him jumping and jumping. Joe Worsley listed at 6 foot when he came in as a freshman. This year listed at 6'1", but playing way bigger than that. His setting has improved tremendously. He's running a very quick offense as well tonight.
Yeah, you look at Hawaii, I mean, yes, they have the size with Rado and Stein, but they have a multitude of smaller players playing in big shoes. Of course, Worsley, one of them, Colton Cowell as well, jumping out of the gym, providing that offensive spark for Hawaii. That last big set that we saw, Colton himself having a great night as well.
All right, guys, not much or anything to complain about in the first 2 sets. What do you want to see in set number 3 from this team?
I want to see more of the same, and I also like to see them get Patrick Gassman involved a little bit more offensively. The middles run a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Even Dalton Solberg, only 2 sets so far in this entire match. They've got to get the middle more established and hopefully maybe see more play from the bench. We may see Rosemar coming in here into set number 3.
Well, don't forget, in set number 1, it was tied at 15. Since then, all Hawaii. The 3 of us will be back when this one's piled. But coming up next, the serve to start set number 3.
Well, welcome back. The Rainbow Warriors up 2-0. Let's take a look at the McDonald's match statistics. And Hawaii offensively, they're way out there.
Well, if you missed it, the first half of this match was really close, the first set. And then all of a sudden, Hawaii went away and hid. 31 kills to 13, 542 kill percentage to 235. And the final number that's significant is 8 aces to NJIT's 3.
So, set 3 coming up, opportunity for Charlie Wade to maybe work the reserves or the bench a little bit. What do you anticipate here in this 3rd frame?
I think that we're going to see Brett Rosemeyer. In fact, there he is. He's coming on the floor right now. Looks like we're going to see a couple other new players. He won't change it too radically, Kano, I don't think. I think he's going to not get crazy about emptying the bench. He'll put him in a little bit at a time. So he'll probably put in, like I said, I think he'll put in a couple. Rosie will be one, and I think Philip Humler will be the other. Humler, the one from the Czech Republic. Just a freshman, 6'7", and he is a good one. He's got credentials.
That's right. A 6'7" Frosh from Czech Republic. Member of the Czech Republic national team. Captured the European Championship with the nation's under-19 squad. And certainly comes in with some hype behind him, obviously, as a guy that can hit from either pin. You have Brett Rosenmeyer out there making his first appearance, 6'6" senior from Virginia Beach, Virginia. And credit Brett Rosenmeyer, because he's been a guy who has seen his role expand and then decrease and then expand again, battling with other position players. Last year it was Austin Matautia out there on the outside pin. Here it is now with Colton Cowell taking on the starting role. But when called upon, the one thing about Rosie that has remained a constant is that he's been ready for action. We saw it even on night 2 of the 2 exhibition matches against British Columbia when Charlie Wade turned to him and he was able to serve up 4 aces.
He's just a great young man who handles whatever role he's asked to do. He's there. Whatever's best for the team, he does it.
And of course, he and Colton Cowell together making quite the beach volleyball tandem this past summer. And there's Rosie on the dig. Outside set goes to Cowell. A great dig on the back line. Little joust at the net. Worsley jump set goes out to Cowell. And he pounds it down. How about the set by Worsley with the body contortion?
That pass was too close to the net. The only way Worsley could avoid netting was to turn sideways and side set it out to the pin. A difficult task, to say the least.
7 kills now for Colton Cowell. And we're going to have a mishandle. In fact, a net violation on the side of NJIT. And it just has been out of sync for Danny Goncalves' crew since the 15-15 mark of set number 1.
It's almost like a demarcation point in this match.
Worsley with the serve. Middle set, that's Berger just catching a piece of it. Ricardo Whitaker, the senior setter, stays out there.
Hole in the block there. That time, Rado did not close fast enough. Actually, it wasn't Rado, it was Henry.
Here's Gassman in the middle. That time the pass was on the money. Worsley had options. And it was the gas man. 6'10" redshirt junior from Clovis, California.
Good pass from Rosie, perfect. Allows Rosie to run that complex offense.
Gassman, NPSF honoree. Was also an ABCA All-American honorable mention a season ago. Rare error tonight for Colton Cowell. He is error-free in the hitting department. 7 kills on 10 swings. Another service error this time from the other side as Berger goes into the twine. 4 serving 2. Talked about the season that was for Hawaii. Ended following the Big West Conference tournament. Disappointed certainly that they didn't get the at-large into the NCAAs. High bump set from Cowell to Rosenmeyer. They've done that a few times on the sand. Rosenmeyer goes off the block and out. Hawaii lost Tui Tuileta, the fantastic libero, Mamani Namahoe. And among some of the other departures, they also saw 2 of their players, Austin Matautia and Brandon Rattray, transfer to UCLA. As that serve goes out.
I asked Charlie this question today when I interviewed him. So what does that do to the gym as far as competition goes when you lose Rattray and Matautia, Tuileta, Namahoe out of this? Those are 4 guys that are really competitive in the gym. And he said, you know, we just somehow managed to continue to have competitive spirit in the gym. And he says, well, this think they drop that much as far as that everyday pounding goes.
A foot foul there by Piotr Namiotko. Results in a Hawaii point. And he's continuing to fall apart a little bit here for NJIT. However, Philippe Humle goes long on that serve, and I think they're going to challenge the in-and-out call there. Charlie looking for the laminated green card. He has it. He shows it. Charlie won the first challenge that he issued in this match. And that's going to be awfully close there.
It looked out to me. I think it'll be that call will hold up. That angle, same thing. Looks out.
Yeah. And the call will be upheld. So on opening night, we can say so long to Charlie Wade's perfect review score for the season. Feltus with the serve. Middle set, Solbrig. That was on the money from Joe Worsley. And Dalton just obliterated the set.
I tell you, this is a risky set. Joe Worsley's up at the 10-foot line. He just fires it to the net. Timing has to be just perfect. Dalton Solbrig has got to be literally in the air as the ball is being compressed into Joe Worsley's hands. Difficult timing set. Boy, pulled it off perfectly.
Outside set, that's Gimeno. And he's able to find the floor. You said something interesting earlier tonight, I thought, when suggesting that Hawaii is going to have to be a little bit different in order to compete with the top teams in the Big West Conference, specifically, obviously, Long Beach State. They are the standard setter in men's volleyball at the moment. And certainly we have seen Charlie Wade try to do that with a guy like Colton Cowell, who is a 6-rotation talent. Great passer, serve receiver, great hitter. They are playing with a smaller lineup than what you traditionally see around the country. They have the bodies to play bigger if they want to. But Charlie is taking a different approach here. They're playing faster. I find that interesting because Charlie Wade himself saying, we're choosing to be unique in our approach as a way to try to offset some of the dominance of the powers that be.
I think that the other factor is that the players like playing faster, to be honest with you. And I think the fans like seeing a faster game. And so it's an entertainment product that hopefully will draw more people out here. What Charlie needs, a lot of people. The Big West Tournament with State Chef Center and an NCAA bid is on the line.
That's right. And how, as Colton Cowell gets another kill. That's 9 for him. Still error-free on 12 attempts.
Well, people should just come out and watch Colton Cowell hit balls in between sets. As you kept bumping me in the elbow.
Yeah, I apologize
Hey,
for
you got to
that.
watch this, Colton. You got to watch this guy. Because he's fun to watch. He jumps so high. It's almost inhuman.
Yeah, I mean, he was bouncing it straight up to the video screen overhead between sets. I mean, yeah, it's almost like, you know, you would go to the ballpark early to watch Barry Bonds take BP.
Or Steph Curry.
Or, yeah, just see Steph Curry shooting half-court shots or something like that prior to the game. Colton Cowell has that kind of effect when he's just warming up.
Plus, Worsley also is another one who's fun to watch, who's an undersized setter. You know, most setters these days are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". You know, if they're really good, they're left-handed. And Worsley defies that. The other great one is Micah Ma from UCLA. He's another undersized setter who is brilliant.
A violation on the Hawaii side. It is 7 serving 9, and that one goes long. So Hawaii by 3 here in the third. Trudging along a little bit more here in set number 3. As Colton Cowell gets ready to rev it up. Delay back row set goes to Alvaro Gimeno. He puts it down. Gimeno putting together a really strong match. That's now 8 kills for him. He is also error-free on 13 attempts. He's hitting .615.
He's playing, so he's trying to, I noticed he's trying to inspire the players around him, get them to play as well as he's playing. It's really tough to do other than just keep playing well.
UH 31-9 all-time in season openers. They have won their last 5 in a row and 7-2 under head coach Charlie Wade. So trying to better that record here against New Jersey Institute of Technology. As Feltus got under that one. Sent it over into the cheerleaders area.
I believe that was a touch 'em all.
That was pretty close, if not. You see some of the NJIT fans making the trip all the way from Newark. Cowell digs it up, goes over the net and out. And so a point for the Highlanders. We mentioned Highlanders picked 4th in the EIVA. Princeton is the favorite. They got the same number of first place votes as number 2 Penn State. They just had more total points in the preseason poll. George Mason actually got more first place votes, but they wind up in the 3rd position based on point accumulation as Philip Humle is able to find that deep corner.
I believe it might be his first kill as a Rainbow Warrior.
You are correct. Oh, took a little something off. The breaking ball struck him out, and an ace for the Rainbow Warriors. It's their largest lead of set 3.
Well, this is something Charlie Wayne, I think, is trying to emphasize to his players, that they don't have to hit the heat all the time. Change-ups are important to have in your repertoire.
Yeah, he always likens it to golf. He says, you don't have to bust out driver each and every time. You know a little something about this, C-Mac.
Yeah.
Says you can bust out the 3-wood. In fact, maybe once in a while, maybe bust out the 5-iron.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how about that bump set? A little too strong here, though, for Rosenmeyer, and they're going to say that that return was outside the antenna. So a point for the Highlanders. Worsley, how about that D set to Humler? And then the kill by Gimeno. Solbray got a piece, but it goes off of his hands and out. And NJIT hanging around here in this 3rd set, C-Mac.
This is much more like I think they played in the first half of the first set, playing with a lot more confidence, playing smarter, keeping more of their serves in.
That's more like what Hawaii did after it was 15-15 in that first set as Solbrig demolishes another opportunity. 15-11 Hawaii. Welcome back. Time now for the Akamai Roofing Report. See the numbers of total blocks for Hawaii as a team last year, 223, but frankly, it was somewhat hot and cold in that category for the Rainbow Warriors. Depending on the night, they sometimes had an extremely formidable block, and other matches wasn't really the case.
Yeah, it was a little up and down. I'm sure they'd like to get that to be more consistent as the year goes on. How about the numbers for this game? Hawaii, NJIT hitting .462 and side outing at 66%. That would win most matches. They're going up against a team, though, in Hawaii that's hitting .800 in the second set and siding out at 90% ratio.
Yeah, that got a little better right there on that Cowell kill off the block and out. So 9 kills total for Hawaii in this 3rd set on 11 swings, error-free. Colton Cowell, by the way, into double figures, 10 kills on 13 swings, also error-free. He's hitting .769 as that kill goes long from Namiotko. And a 3-0 burst here for the Bows. So night appears to be pow for Stein von Tilburg. He's sitting with the 11 kills.
Parapunov, I think, might be done for the night as well.
You're right. 5 kills on 10 swings for him. And an ace delivered by Brett Rosenmeyer. Rosenmeyer had 23 of those total last year. We mentioned the 4 aces on night 2 against British Columbia last week. And a timeout signaled by NJIT. We'll take a break as well. The Rainbow Warriors hoping to close the deal. Welcome back. All right, check it out. That's before and after. Well, after and before if you're going from left to right. Danny Goncalves without the beard and Danny Goncalves with the beard. You know which one I'm voting for.
If you vote for his beard one more time tonight.
Oh, you just don't know.
I know. I can't do that.
Rosenmeyer from the back row finds the back line. And Hawaii gets the point. Yeah, you and all those non-beards, you'll never understand.
How about Gage Worsley? Just picking right up where Tui left off, making some terrific digs in the back row, setting the ball at 2 when he's the alternate setter. Just doing an amazing job. I think Hawaii's in good shape in that position.
Oh, that serve was passed up to the video screen, played by NJIT as they legally can if it stays on their side of the net, but then the block was up for the Rainbow Warriors. That is now 5 total team blocks tonight for Hawaii. Serving 11. Oh, the left-handed put down by Alvaro Gimeno. The reigning EIVA Rookie of the Year was a first-team selection a season ago as well. Ranked 2nd in the league in total kills. But from the NJIT standpoint, just one of those nights. They went up against a buzzsaw. Hawaii raring to go, having to wait an extra week compared to just about the rest of the country. Colton Cowell gets another touch, and that's kill number 11 for Colton Cowell.
You know what I think he's doing? I think he's making up for last Saturday night against British Columbia, where he had 6 kills and 6 errors. He had 0, 0, 0. I don't think he wants to ever have another night like that.
Yeah, he's far from it in this one. 11 kills, hitting 786. Colton Solbrig taking a little something off on the serve. Outside, no blockers up. And easy pickings there for Alvaro Gimeno. Gimeno, that roof moments ago was the first hitting error for him on the night. He's got 11 put downs. He's hitting 556. Humler. Little glimpse into the future of this program, perhaps, right there.
Great set from Worsley. Humler makes the most of a one-on-one situation. Second blocker couldn't get there. He's the real deal, isn't he?
Cowell up on that block. Berger touches it over. Advantage now for Hawaii. Worsley goes out to Cowell. And he just continues to roll him up. 12 kills to lead all hitters, hitting 800 on opening night.
And this isn't even the best part of his game. I think his passing has gotten better and better each year he's been here.
Joe Worsley follows that up with an ace, and that cues the crowd to rise here at the SSC. As Hawaii 1 point away from an opening night victory. Aloha ball for the match. And that's an ace. What a way to end it. A fitting way to end it. 12 service aces for the Rainbow Warriors. They hit 619 for the match. And how about the official junior year 2019 introduction of one Colton Cowell? A match high 12 kills, no errors, hitting 800.
Those are astronomical numbers. That's what they are. I don't know, Hawaii had so many aces tonight, 12 aces, but I don't know how much of it was poor passing on the other side, how much of it was Hawaii's great serving. We'll find out as they meet better, more higher nationally ranked teams, but clearly they brought a lot of miles per hour from the Highlanders behind that service line tonight.
Hawaii will go up against Concordia Irvine tomorrow night, night 2 of this Hawaiian Airlines Classic. Concordia falling in straight sets to USC, 25-14, 18-14 in the tournament opener. But it was quick work for Hawaii, a dominant performance, and you're right, a lot of it perhaps having to do with the matchup. NJIT traveling a long way in this environment. It was somewhat novel for them, but at the end of the day, Hawaii does what it set out to do, and that was dominate here in a straight set victory. Let's send it over to Scott Rounds.
All right, thanks a lot, Kanoa. Coach, congratulations. That was pretty impressive, I thought, tonight.
Yeah, you know, you're seeing a lot of hard work kind of paying off. You know, we've spent a lot of time with guys working on their serve and understanding how they can move it around and what their natural ball flight is. And there's almost a myth in volleyball where if you're going to serve hard, you're going to miss, and there's an acceptable level. You know, we're right on like our 90%, which we gear as a team, 90% in bounds, and had a lot of guys with some really good turns from the service line tonight.
I thought your serving was excellent. Also, how quick your offense is this year.
Well, we got Joe Worsley, and, you know, we're kind of letting him exhibit his full skill set, and obviously putting Colton in the lineup. You know, he's a guy that can go fast and for 6 rotations, front row, back row, and, you know, something Stein's really good at. So, yeah, that part is a lot of fun to watch, you know, and I think sometimes we get a little impatient, but, you know, it's early and we're still working hard, and but proud of the guys how they played tonight.
All right, last thing I got to ask you, looks like you guys got some new threads this year. Huh? I like the shirt.
Yeah, big mahalos to the Kawakami Ohana, you know, at Iolani. These are really nice, and we're proud to be wearing them, so thanks a lot.
Coach, go get them tomorrow night. We'll talk to you then.
Aloha. Thank you.
Guys, back over to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. Yeah, a happy Charlie Wade for good reason, obviously, after the performance of his squad here on opening night. Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match. Alvaro Gimeno, 11 kills, hit 556. Just one hitting error. No such errors for Colton Cowell. You see the 12 kills. He hit 800, 3 blocks, 3 digs. So quite the early season standard that Colton Cowell set for himself. He started with the bar pretty high.
It reminded me of SVT, Stein Van Tilburg's first outing, where he had 15 kills in 19 tries and went on to become a 2-time All-American and maybe a 3-time All-American this year. Stein Van Tilburg, again, another great match tonight.
That's right. Yeah, I think, you know, with the debut of Colton Cowell here this season and making just his second career start, obviously a lot of the attention going there. But, I mean, it was Groundhog Day for SVT, as you mentioned, Von Tilburg. 11 kills, just 2 errors. He had 562 and just does what he does. Another day at the office, if you will, for Stein.
Yeah, he is something special. And his parents, I know, love watching all the way over in the Netherlands. No matter what time of day it is, they'll get up and watch their son play. It's fun to watch him start his senior year career the way he's doing tonight, the way he did tonight.
Concordia Irvine lost to USC earlier tonight. They have a host of Hawaii players on that roster. Early expectation of how it's going to go down tomorrow.
I think more of the same. If Hawaii keeps playing like this, they're going to be very difficult to stop. If their serve keeps going like it is, it's just really tough to pass the ball. It's coming over that fast. And they throw changeups at you, too, which provides even more aces.
Well, 2019 opens in winning fashion for the Rainbow Warriors. Don't forget about the Heineken post-game show. The Corner Crew will break down tonight's action and bring you some of the analysis, and they'll break down what they think this portends for this Hawaii season going forward. All right, but that'll do it for us. For Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. See you tomorrow, everybody. For now, aloha from the Stan Sheriff Center.
Highlights of the season opener, Hawaii and NJIT. We start off with Joe Worsley, Superman for the Bows, as he led Hawaii to a .619 hitting percentage. Worsley with 5 service aces, dished out 30 assists, led the team in digs with 7, even contributed 3 kills. How about Colton Cowell getting the start on the left side? The native of Maui was terrific. He led the way for the Bows with 12 kills. He hit 800 on the night, and the 2-time first-team All-American Stein Von Tilburg from the outside. Only played the first 2 sets, but he was good. 11 kills for Stein, hit 562. He even added a service ace. Talking about serving, that was the story all night long for the Bows in the 3-set win. 12 aces led by Worsley's 5. Dalton Solbrick had 4. As you see, one of the aces right there by Solbrick. Worsley with the ace as well. So Hawaii put together an all-around terrific match in winning in 3. over New Jersey Institute of Technology.
This is the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
Hi, everybody. Thanks a lot for sticking around. It is the post-game show. Scott, Lisa, and Ryan. And a great start to the 2019 season for Charlie Wade's squad, winning in 3 over NJIT. Now, in set number 1, it was tied 15-all. After that, the Highlanders only scored 26 points the rest of the match. That's how dominant Hawaii was from that point on.
Well, the serving really turned on for Hawaii, and as we said during the halftime, really the Hawaii passing looked a little shaky at times in that first set. 2 overpasses, 2 aces, and then really they settled down, serving strong and also finding an opportunity to get their attackers more involved with a quality passing, which really settled things down. But really the distribution by this Hawaii offense, able to get people involved, get multiple attackers involved, and the efficiency at which they did so. Hawaii hitting 619 on the night,
which Ryan is convinced is some sort of record.
It's got to be close to a record.
It is way up there. I can't agree more. But all of that from the back service line, absolutely a great service night for the team. Everybody inclusive, including Brett Rosenmeyer, who came in and served 7 points in Game 3 off the bat with 1 service ace. They were just hot from the back line. You could tell they've spent a lot of time in that in the off season working on serving.
You know, I like the speed of the match. I mean, the men's volleyball, a lot of the times, it just set it to the outside, high in the air, and it's just power versus power. Where Hawaii has kind of become a finesse with power type of team. I love the quick sets in the middle to Solberg from Worsley. Those were unstoppable.
Well, I think maybe possibly, we can find out this a little bit later, but possibly they've picked up the pace and the tempo, if you will, pushing the ball quicker to the outside and running Solberg around the back in threes. The connections are good, but they are a lot quicker, which makes it very difficult for the opposing blockers. So Hawaii really beating up on the block tonight.
And, you know, I think the incorporation of the slide, that step out all the way to the pin, is something that will give Hawaii an advantage going up against teams that are not used to seeing that. Again, we see that a lot in the women's game, but you don't see it a lot in the men's side. We saw it a few, more than a few years back during Pepperdine when they're running a national championship. They incorporated the slide into their attack. So that is just another offense. And really, you can run the slide big, which is another option. So there's a lot of things that I think opens up, and yet another tool in the in the playbook for Hawaii.
Yeah, Sean Rooney was terrific for Pepperdine back in the day when he used to do the step out. Or they used to call it, what was it, the girl play or girl slide or something like that on the men's side. I don't know you can get away with saying that nowadays. All right, let's take a look at the final numbers from this evening's matchup, brought to you by Levitt, Yamani, and Solder. And as you would expect, pretty one-sided in favor of Hawaii, and of course highlighted that 619 hitting percentage.
Yeah, and you look at the digs, Hawaii 22 digs, so giving themselves an opportunity to play defense. That 12 service ace is really the story of the night. And also Hawaii doing a nice job really minimizing their own attack errors. Only 5 attacking errors on the night, which equates to that lofty percentage at 619, which we have just found out just shy of the record. 632 was the record.
Do you know who that was against or when?
I don't know.
Okay, it was against
CSUN in 2001
against CSUN, yeah.
It just came to me. Just joking, the producer's talking in my ear.
Thank you, Candace. All right. Everything seemed to go well for Hawaii. Was there anything you saw that you said, all right, they need to work on that or improve on that? It's match number 1, I understand, but...
it's early. It's really hard to pick anything negative out of that match, in my personal opinion. I thought there was a lot of positive things. I think from here they only get up or do better, and actually with an opponent that may put up a little bit more of a threat and challenge them a little bit more from the service line. I don't think that they were as challenged as they might be later on in the season from the service line.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to really look at this match and find an area where Hawaii did not do well. And I think the connection with Pat Gassman could be improved a little bit. The connection just not as crisp as maybe some of the other attackers, but we saw how dominant he can be as well as was evident last season. So really, I think overall, it was a tremendous performance by this team.
Well, you want to stick around a little bit later. Joe Worsley will join us in the corner, but we'll take a break, come back, and we'll have more from Manoa.
Welcome back to the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
Well, night 1's in the books. Let's see what Hawaii has on tap the rest of the way. The 12th-ranked Concordia Irvine Eagles await Hawaii tomorrow, and then on Saturday the matchup with the Trojans of USC. And then look at the long gap when Hawaii doesn't play again until the first day in February against the Stanford Cardinal. Now, Concordia Irvine earlier today really took it on the chin from USC. I mean, USC swept them pretty handily. I would expect them to come out playing a lot better than they did today. That could be a decent match.
Yeah, it could be. And I think for Hawaii, it's important to really not become too confident. Obviously, when you have these lofty numbers and when you maybe come in here a little bit too confident, things may back down a little. And again, the team getting the opportunity to now review film, see Hawaii, kind of figure out this offense, figure out a game plan going into tomorrow. So Hawaii has just got to be able to turn around and really challenge themselves to keep up this high level of play.
That's exactly what happens when you come into these tournament plays. It's just very short turnaround, and you can never underestimate your opponent no matter what. Concordia really struggled tonight and got whomped on by USC, but tomorrow's another day, and trust me, they're going to want to get back in rhythm, especially this early in the season.
And then, of course, before the Hawaii match, you have USC going up against NJIT, and I think that could be an interesting match because we saw at times the Highlanders, when they're playing well, they're pretty good.
The Highlanders have a lot of potential. They've got a lot of height. They just really struggled. Hawaii put so much, I cannot emphasize it enough, so much pressure from the service line on them that they just could never get in system. Tonight they were completely thrown off.
All right. Do you have anything to say, Ryan?
Let's get to Joe Worsley coming up after the break.
That's right. Ryan said it. Worsley will be in the corner when we come back.
Welcome back to the Postgame Show on Spectrum Sports.
Well, we talked about Joe Worsley in the pregame. We talk about him here in the postgame. Superman, as we like to call him, with the nice set on the outside. Worsley was just terrific today. 3 kills, 30 service assists, led the team in digs with 7. I think he even made the post-game meal after the match was done, and he's already complete with it. Joining us in the corner, it is Joe Worsley. And Joe, we were just talking. Hard to believe you're a senior already. The 4 years have gone by quickly, and I know you really want to put a banner up in this gym after this season. It means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that I think for us, though, especially the senior class, though, the message has always been, like, we have to embrace the journey. I think last year we got caught up in too much in the end destination. That ultimately is why we kind of fell short. And so this year, I mean, I know the senior class has really enjoyed kind of every part of it, with the trip to Japan, the training, and we've really kind of just enjoyed being here, especially with only a limited amount of games we get to play here. But yeah, I mean, when you come in as a freshman, like, that's all the seniors say. When I came in, the seniors like, it goes by really fast. You better cherish this opportunity. And then that's what we tell the freshmen now. It's like, it goes by really fast.
Share with the viewing audience a little bit about the difference this year, right now, even though it's opening night, the team, the feeling versus your last year.
Yeah, well, I've been asked a lot about that, and I think, most of the roster now and most of the guys who are kind of core piece of this team went through what we went through last year at the end of the season. It's a really tough situation for us, and I think that's a different form of motivation. You can't really fake that motivation. You can't talk to somebody that's like real emotions that you felt, and I think that's a huge, you can just sense that when we're going out every single night, and going forward here, that's going to continue to kind of motivate us. So I think that's a big piece of why this team's different.
So have you been marking your calendar every single day till tonight?
Oh yeah. I haven't seen some of the guys as on top of that as I've ever seen. Like, especially seniors. Like, there's a lot of seniors who, like, previous or my class who didn't even know who we were playing the next week, really. They kind of took it one at a time. And this year they're all like, it's really laid out. We know what's in front of us. We're taking every match one at a time. But yeah, everybody was definitely counting down the days that we got to step on the court here again.
You talk about that motivation, and of course you're referring to the fact that you guys were not invited. A lot of people thought you guys were a shoo-in for that at-large bid.
You were robbed.
And yeah, you comes out and Irvine gets that spot. How much, you talked about that motivation factor. Talk a little bit more. How much of that decision by the committee not sending you folks has bled over into this season? I mean, because there's a lot of young players too who never experienced that. But are you folks mindful of sort of reminding them you guys have to get the work done in the season because you never know what happens at the end?
Yeah, no, that's I think a lot of it has to do with how the coaching staff handled the situation. You know, we were on the flight when we found out on our way back from the Big West Championship, and our coaching staff basically they didn't sit there and we should feel bad for ourselves. It's like we put our destiny in the hands of another person, and ultimately this is what happens. Sometimes you come out with it, and next year we have the Big West tournament in our house, and we have complete control of what happens next year. And we're leaving no doubt in anybody's mind what's going to happen next year.
Talk a little bit about tonight, though, and your performance and also the team's performance. You guys hit 619, which is only a couple of percentage points off the all-time single match record. What did you see out there that helped lead you guys to do so well offensively?
Yeah, I mean, it helps that I'm playing with some of the top hitters in the country. I mean, I have kind of All-Americans all over, and so it makes it really easy. And, you know, our passing was unreal tonight. Really proud of my brother. You know, he's kind of stepping into a big role this year, and there's a lot of, I wouldn't say pressure, but responsibility put on him by the team, by myself, and just by himself. He has high expectations for himself, and he's really kind of taking control of our serve receive, and it really helps us develop confidence and allows our hitters to get free. But yeah, I think it mostly has to do with the other guys that we have on the floor. It just makes it really easy.
What did you work on the most in the offseason to change your personal game? Watching tonight, I felt it was a little bit of your setting and the tempo and your release, but what did you personally work on?
To be honest, it wasn't necessarily myself, or it was more the hitters who were working on the tempo. They make it easier to do that. It wasn't necessarily like me just working on it. They told me they want it faster, so we'll go faster. They worked on their getting up faster and being more explosive, and I think it ultimately goes back to them working hard and shows like how much they've worked in the off season. But I don't know. For me personally, I actually think my arm strength a little bit, and I wanted to make sure that my arm was good to go, like night in and night out, to be able to serve tough. I'm hoping that that's going to pay off later on down the road. So,
you know, you talk about the amount of talent that you have. Is it ever a lot of pressure for you? I mean, I can hear on the sideline, everyone's, you know, in serve receive, they're like, Joe. Everyone's calling for the set. Everybody wants a set. Somebody wants a special set. I mean, at times, how do you make those decisions? Because there's a lot of players on this team that want the ball, that want to be the guy. How do you sort of manage that?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I haven't gotten that before. There's a lot. If it were up to all my hitters, they'd get the ball every single time. Yeah. But that's good. Like, I mean, I don't want to be out there with a guy who doesn't want the ball, especially late in a set. Like, every single guy wants the ball at any point. But at the same time, you know, if stuff is flowing and they're kind of happy. But no, I appreciate when guys go up to me and ask for the ball. That tells me they're ready to go, and I'm more confident setting them than if I look over and their head's dragging and, you know, they're telling me don't set me. If I ever hear don't set me, then I'm like,
something's wrong.
Yeah. So no, that's good. I mean, it's just because
it's a good problem to have.
Exactly.
Okay, the last thing is in the Game On pregame show, we had pick a number, and these two would pick a number of how many assists total they thought you would have on the night. Now, Ryan, you picked, I can't remember, 34? 35. You picked 39. Your total was 30. I picked 30.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I just want to thank you.
He picked it about 3 seconds ago.
Well, 4 maybe, or 5. So next time we have a segment and we have to pick something with you, we'll let you know ahead of time.
Okay.
And maybe you can help out one of these. So anyway, terrific match as always. The first of many to come, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you, guys. Go Bows. Thanks to everybody who came out and watched. Appreciate it.
All right, that's it. Wrap things up from the Stan Sheriff Center. Special thanks to our outstanding Spectrum of Sports crew. Tomorrow night, Hawaii, Concordia, Irvine. We begin at 6:30 with Game On. So for Joe, for Ryan, for Lisa, I'm Scott. Until next time, we bid you aloha and a good evening from the Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa.